So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Today we're doing the 100 trade difficulty rebuild challenge. If you guys don't know how this one basically works, I have to turn the sliders all the way up to 100 and then go ahead and obviously make trades in order to win a championship. So normal 3-year rebuild today. We're going to be doing this one in a fantasy draft style. The CPU is going to be selecting my whole team for me. Before we do get into this one, I just want to say I'm finally set up at school. Hopefully the quality on this is good enough. At home, it's obviously a lot better. I can kind of control more aspects of it, but here at school, I don't have as much control. So if something's wrong, I would love to hear a comment. If the audio is screwed up, if the camera's screwed up, if anything's wrong, I'd love to hear it from you guys. So for the most part, this is probably going to be the backdrop that you guys do see for the rest of, the next, 10 months, I would say at least. So get used to it. I don't have to mention it's probably not changing anytime soon, but again, it's really not that big of a deal. It's a small background change. Nothing about the way I do these is going to change at all. And so we probably have around 4 or 5 of these videos left here in 2K21. So if you guys want to see me do your idea, I'd love to hear it from you guys down below. When you're down there, maybe hit that sub button for me, leave a like down below as well. So 3-year fantasy draft rebuild. We are obviously going to go ahead and just try to win a championship today. I don't really know how hard this one is. I haven't done this challenge in a minute. It never seems easy though. Let's get into it. So real quickly, we're going to go ahead and select a team. The CPU is obviously going to select the entire fantasy draft for me. Some of you guys do like it when I make a couple picks. Some of you guys just like, let the CPU do it. So we end up with the Miami Heat. They are going to select this entire squad for me. I'll show you guys all the rules and everything. I'll see you guys with the team. So this is how the team's looking that the CPU drafted for us. Honestly, Bradley Beal's overall in this game and whatever that happens on this roster, he actually progresses really, really well. Like, I've seen him up to a 97 before, so not really sure what that's about. I guess whoever created the roster is a huge Bradley Beal fan. We also have Drew Holiday, NBA champion Drew Holiday. We got Christian Wood as well, so pretty good big three in my opinion. PJ Washington's not a bad piece for us at all. Jalen Brunson's hopefully going to be solid off the bench. Morris, Favors. I don't know who I'm going to be starting at small forward. I don't necessarily want to start Torrey Craig. We do Moses Moody as well. So, a lot of depth on this team, I will say. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys every team around the league because some of you guys have been asking me to do that in these fantasy draft rebuilds. So, feel free to pause at any point that you guys do want. But again, I don't really care what the rest of the league looks like. Obviously, I do go over the playoff matchups when I do get to that. So, real quickly, we'll kind of round this one out here. We are the Heat, correct? I believe. Oh, Tatum ended up back on the Celtics. Beautiful. And we round this one out. So real quick, we're going to go ahead and go over the settings before we do get into any trades right here. You guys like to see from time to time. So 100 trade negotiation, it just makes like the trade finder, the proposed trades a lot harder to go through, which in turn makes it harder for me to get better players, I'm sure. You can put that together. So everything else is normal the way I do have it. I mean, if you guys don't know, I normally have everything here on 50. Nothing about that really ever changes unless it is a challenge. So, that being said, I think we do have a couple moves to make probably before we do start sim year number 1. I'm probably going to do a 9-man rotation, especially with the way Beal does progress on this roster. I do really think he probably doesn't need a backup, but I also do kind of want to get Moses Moody some playing time. And I do need to figure out my starting small forward because I'm not going to lie to you, I really don't want it to be Torrey Craig for even 1 year because I think this team's very, very good already. So, we might figure out some sort of deal, small or small, big, whatever it may be. But, I'll see you guys at that first move. So, we're going to do this deal here with Brooklyn, Jarrett Culver, Moses Moody, and Dante Exum. I know I said I wanted to somewhat use Moody, but if we're being, realistic here, Bradley Beal's probably going to be our highest overall player throughout the entirety of this video, especially the way he progresses. I'm probably going to stick with a 9-man rotation, so it's not necessarily the worst idea to get another starter for him. And Joe Harris is hopefully going to be around 13 to 14 point per game guy for me. Obviously, one of the best 3-point shooters in the entire league. We're going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this deal. We also get rid of Jarrett Culver, who is just not very good, if I'm being honest. So, we take a look at this roster real quick one more time. I think I'm comfortable with Brunson off the bench. He's only on a 1-year deal, though, correct? I believe this is the final year of his contract. It is. So, other than that, we do have Brandon Boston Jr. here as well, if we do need to figure out some sort of backup shooting guard. He's only 70, but I can live with that. I'm presuming Torrey Craig's probably going to get the backup small forward minutes behind Joe Harris. And then Washington Morris is good enough for a year. And then, honestly, I can live with Derek Favors backing up Christian Wood. So, pretty good team to start out year number 1 here. I'm going to go ahead and set this rotation before we do start simming year number 1. Let's do it. So I've gone ahead and finished setting up this rotation before we do start simming this first year here. Here's how it's looking. Drew Holiday, Bradley Beal. I really do like the dynamic of this backcourt. Obviously, Holiday is going to be a tremendous defensive guard for us. Bradley Beal is just an unbelievably good scoring shooting guard. So great dynamic. He's a tremendous shooter as well. Him and Joe Harris. Hopefully going to be the, a lethal duo in the shooting department anyways. And then young power forward here in PJ Washington. Christian Wood, honestly, hopefully is going to develop sometimes in these games. He tends to regress more than progress. It's weird. Also, I didn't even mention Drew Holiday tends to, regress a little bit. If it gets too bad, I'll probably look to move on from him. But other than that, I still think, I said at one point in time, probably about a month and a half ago, before they even won the finals, that I thought he was one of the more underrated players in the entire league, and I still honestly do kind of think that. Our bench unit, Jalen Brunson, Marcus Morris, so two great six men there. Probably going to be giving the nod a little bit to Brunson just because he's a little bit younger in the minutes department anyways. And then Torrey Craig, Derek Favors, two veterans here. It's nothing special. It's probably going to be something we do work on at some point in time, but I think this team can be contending. Are we winning at all? Probably not, but I definitely think we'll probably be hopefully a decent seed here in the East. I think hopefully top 4, something like that. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. We finish up year number 1 a little bit worse than I honestly thought we were going to be. We're a 7 seed here in the East. It definitely could have been better, but I can live with that here. Never know what sort of Cinderella run can happen. Nikola Jokic MVP on the Detroit Pistons. Cade Rookie of the Year in Sacramento. Precious Achiuwa still doing his 6-man thing. Does win that award. Giannis Stevens Player of the Year. Darius Garland Most Improved. Mike Budenholzer Coach of the Year. He is in Milwaukee and he is very good. So 46 and 36. It's not terrible for a first year of a fantasy draft when the league tends to even out a little bit more. But again, I definitely do want to work to improve on that. So Bradley Beal led us in scoring. Surprise, surprise. At 26.5 points a game, followed by Christian Wood. PJ Washington at 16, 7, and 3. I will take that any day of the week. Drew Holiday's numbers are probably down a little bit, I will say. I mean, comparative to what he's done in years past. Definitely down a little bit, but his shot tendencies are all sorts of screwed up. I mean, most of these players' shot tendencies are screwed up on this roster. So, not a bad year overall, wise in the points department for a lot of these guys. But we will see. First round, we got a matchup with the Detroit Pistons. We can take a look at their starting 5 right now. They got Shea, they got Chris Duarte, Ascoro, Evan Mobley, and Nikola Jokic. Very, very good draft by Detroit, if I do say so myself. Maybe a little upset? No. We lose in 5 games and are eliminated in round number 1 to start off this video. They go on to win the finals. Makes me feel a little bit better about myself, but end of the day, I probably would have liked to get that done. Jokic averaged a triple-double in the finals. He's very good. So, league meeting time. I reject all these, as I'm sure a lot of you know. We will now head up to the draft lottery. Of course, I forgot to turn on previously traded picks. The Heat don't even have any picks anyway, so that's honestly going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt anybody. Like, do I see Heat anywhere? The Nets have our pick here. I'm just going to give it to them. I screwed that one up. I'm not going to go ahead and give me the pick back. So, Spo's not going anywhere. I don't mind Caron Butler. Chris Quinn has some good ratings. I would like an A trainer for those 3 untapped potentials. My guy Randy Martin, James Graham, and I'll sign a new... Actually, no, I don't care about CFO. Cool. We get 2 new guys in our front office, coaching department, whatever you want to call it. We'll now head up to the draft where we don't have our own first-round pick. We don't have any first-round picks. I really screwed myself here. Sorry, misclick. Yeah, I have technically 2 first-round picks that I can trade. I can't even trade a protection backup, so might have to get a little bit cheesy today, if I'm being honest with you here. So Derek Favors accepts that. I don't really want to pay him $10 million when all he's going to do is regress and get 12, 15 minutes a game off the bench. Not really something I'm interested in. So we definitely don't have any money. We have a $5.5 million mid-level exception. But yeah, we got to work with our 100 trade difficulty. Figure out some trades. I'll see you guys at that first move. So we definitely need to reload on some picks here. That's what I'm going to do real quick. Get some of these smaller contracts off the books. Definitely get some picks. Kendrick Williams heading to Philadelphia for a first and a second round pick. I also just want to show you guys hypothetically, because I moved more to the small forward spot, so his trade value goes up by just half a star. But even if I just put these 2 up, who have 2.5 star trade value in both of them, these are the 3 trade offers I got. So for those of you wondering and saying it doesn't really screw up the trade finder, it definitely does. I'm not saying that these 2 are really worth a tremendous player, but we should definitely be getting some better offers than those 2. So I'm going to have to probably manually do that one and obviously probably include a lot of picks. I'm just going to kind of clear house here and just get a lot of picks here because I really can't deal with not having picks, especially in a 100 trade difficulty rebuild. I need to go ahead, have some ammo, and just kind of fire it all off. So I'm iffy on what I'm going to do with Brandon Boston Jr. because, again, I don't need another backup shooting guard, but I do kind of want to keep him. I think I could throw him in a bigger deal for a better player. But Favors is definitely gone, too. He's probably going to be the final small when we move for some sort of first-round pick. So I'll take a pick here from the LA Clippers to swap with Oklahoma City. Now I'll find a bigger trade. That was a lot, but I wanted to do it. We picked up Caris LeVert. I'm going to show you guys the trade. I'll probably cut before and just show you guys what the actual trade was. But it was Marcus Morris, 3 first-round picks, and Brandon Boston Jr. for Caris LeVert, who's going to come in here. He's going to be my starting small forward. I had the intention of moving him there the entire time. So 86 overall. It's definitely an upgrade. We still retain Joe Harris. He will now come off the bench. And yeah, so we don't really have the rest of this roster made up. We obviously do need to figure out a new backup center, a new backup power forward, a new backup point guard. So that's kind of the one unfortunate thing about this. But what my goal here really is probably going to be signing a lot of these guys to multi-year deals just so I can maybe trade them next offseason for some sort of first-round pick or something just to have some ammo. I know I'm going to stop saying that phrase, but I just need some sort of something to maybe be able to move next offseason. So my guy Cantor here, 2-year, $5 million deal. That's basically, Brunson, son of a bitch. Oh, do I have bird rights on him? Nope. And of course I don't. That's awesome. I guess Jalen Brunson's not coming back, and he didn't have a qualifying offer either, if I remember correctly. So, yep, nope, no qualifying offer. Good old 2K, and yeah. Jalen Brunson's not coming back. That really sucks, man. That really does suck. So, the guys we're signing right here, they're probably not going to be the best players in the league. I'm probably going to go ahead and trade a lot of them right now. Like, hell, if I were able to move on from Taj Gibson, I need a power forward or some sort of point guard. And, yeah, these are the offers I'm getting here. Oh, God. Oh, God. Frank Ntilikina. I don't want to give up a first-round pick for Frank Ntilikina, right? He didn't even play a minute last year. And he's an expiring contract. Oh, 2K, what are you doing to me right here? Vernon Carey Jr. I don't really need a center. He's 6'9". Can he shoot? Not really. I'm going to do this, man. I'm going to do it. At least he's young. I mean, he's not necessarily, neither him or Cantor can shoot the basketball. But he goes up to a 75 overall. I can live with that. And now I need to sign some sort of point guard. Honestly, maybe Mike James. God, these are terrible. These are just painfully bad. I'll try to sign Whiteside and move him to like the power forward spot. I just don't really have any other options at this point. Like, I don't really want to roll out with Mike James as my backup point guard here. And obviously, I can't be very, very picky right now because I don't really have many options. Wow, TJ McConnell. This I actually would probably give him a first for. He barely even played in Boston last year. Definitely getting some better offers here. I think we're probably going to include... Ooh, or would I rather do Javon Carter? Is he going to finally have his deal? He is. So do I want to give up a first and get McConnell on a multi-year contract, or do I want to... Ooh, Delano Banton's here as well. Final year of his contract. Why is everybody expiring? McConnell just has 3 years left, and it's not bad money. So I'll give up a first for this. I can just get a first for him next offseason if it comes to it. I definitely do want to get as good of bench players as possible just because, again, our bench isn't necessarily very great right now. So I can live with that, though. This is how the team's going to be looking going into year number 2. I'm definitely excited for it. I think we're hopefully going to be a little bit higher. Than a 7 seed we were last year. I think the addition of LeVert's definitely going to be a little bit of an underrated move for us. So I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2 of the rotation. So Drew Holiday went from an 86 overall to an 81 overall in one offseason. Can we just talk about how broken this game is with that kind of thing happening? Like, don't get me wrong. Drew Holiday is not necessarily a premier point guard in this league. He's not in the department of the Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic department. But 5 overalls down at the age of 32, coming off a year where he wasn't great, but he wasn't horrible for us. Like, I don't know, man. He definitely has been, not tremendously good for us the entire video. He's always one of those guys that regresses, but 5 overalls, that's insane. Like, I can live with an 84 or something, but man, he's going to be hard to trade now. Like, if I move him to shooting guard, he goes up to an 83. Like, I just want to look at some of these trade offers just because I don't really have another choice at this point, dude. Like, he's regressing, and it's horrible, and I'm not going to get really good trade offers for him. Oh, God. This is what I'm working with, 2 trade offers. I'm just going to roll with him, man. It's going to suck, but honestly, it's going to be what we're going to have to do here. I mean, he has another year after this, and I don't want to salary dump him this offseason, but I got to do something about it, man. I will see you guys at the end of year number... Oh, I'll show you guys the rest of the rotation. This is tough, man. It's really, really tough. I'm hoping he still plays well, but I don't really have high hopes. Also, this is just Beal progressing. He progresses like crazy. I don't know what's up with this roster, but bench unit Joe Harris slides to that 6-man spot. We got Enes Kanter, TJ McConnell, and Vernon Carey Jr. there now, so a little bit of a different bench than last year, but hell, it's still not great. I'll take it, but goddamn, bro. I'll see you guys at the end. Year number 2. I don't know how this team stays the same. I think we got better. I mean, the Drew Holiday thing is just absolutely insane. But yeah, we're a 7 seed again. That being said, we are number 9 in the power ranking, so I think we do have a little bit of hope to maybe potentially upset the 2 seed in the first round. Jokic back-to-back. In the MVP department, Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year, Josh Giddey, Jonathan Isaac, Luka Doncic, Dwayne Casey, Coach of the Year. Looks like Detroit's still, still very, very good. So we got Milwaukee this year in the first round. I believe they were a 1 seed last year, so it's definitely probably not getting any easier for us. And oh, God. Okay, Drew Holiday is definitely going to go this offseason, and unfortunately his overall is just totally fucked up. I should have traded him last offseason. Like, I knew he was going to regress. I just didn't think it would be 5 overalls. So, Simmons, oh my God. This is scary. This is scary defensively. Holy hell. All right, first round matchup here against Milwaukee, and we lose in 6. Let's get to the offseason. And Sacramento and Cade Cunningham won the finals, if you want to know. They beat the Bucks in 7. So, oh, God, this is just... Oh, dude, thank God I noticed this. If I just didn't notice that, we would have no salary cap. Like, that's crazy. Okay, draft lottery time. We definitely don't have anything here. I don't see Miami anywhere. So, sim this, Toronto, Washington, Houston, all of your top 3. Staff signing, I'm keeping Spoelstra. He has the ratings that are here. I don't think he's one of the best head coaches in the league. I think he's definitely up there, probably that 2nd tier, but... Still a very good head coach. So we have 2 second-round picks. I don't really want second-round picks today, so no draft picks today, and my bad, unfortunately. Vernon Carey Jr. is coming back. Qualifying offer department. PJ Washington is definitely somebody I need back on this team. So I have a couple. Oh, I have money. Oh, it's Bradley Beal for free agent. That's why I have money. So I gotta kind of make and Caris LeVert and Christian Wood. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Well, Drew Holiday is getting moved. He's going to the shooting guard spot. My goal here now is to get as big of a trade as possible and as best of a trade as possible with Drew Holiday, and probably include Joe Harris in that as well. Like, if I throw both of them up on the trade finder, what do I got? Without including any picks in, oh my God. Seriously? This is what I got to offer. How about if I include, like, McConnell and Holiday? Dude, this 100 trade sim shit is horrible. Holiday just has no value anywhere. This is, like, painfully bad. All right, I got to figure out something. It's probably going to be me re-signing my guys first. I obviously have to pay Bradley Beal. I'm going to give him whatever he wants. He's getting no trade clock. He has 12 offers, and I just cannot afford him going anywhere else. Christian Wood has to get paid. I have to pay P.J. Washington. I'm actually going to give him his qualifying. He's probably not going anywhere. I mean, let's take a look at his numbers from past seasons. I mean, that's honestly good enough for me on this rotation. He's not really progressing at all, but, oh, can't wait. I have to wait there. I don't know really why he's not really progressing as much as I was kind of hoping he would, but it is what it is. Renounce rights. And now I'll sign Caris LeVert after this. So I didn't even realize how many free agents we had. A whole lot of free agents. Washington's obviously getting that qualifying, which is going to help our cap a little bit. But yeah, we're definitely out of cap space. So time to figure out a Drew Holiday trade and maybe one or two more big ones, man, because we got to do something. We have not been higher than a 7 seed. We have not even won a first round playoff matchup yet. We got some moves to make here. So this might end up backfiring on us. It's the one deal we have here. I'm going to pull the trigger on it. Drew Holiday is just not good. Christian Wood has been actually really good for us, but I needed to include some sort of other player. It wasn't going to be Beal. I don't think a qualifying offer with P.J. Washington's help, and I actually do like LeVert a lot. So we're doing this. It's probably not the smartest deal in the world. I also just get Christian Wood a lot. So Rudy Gobert is going to come in, hopefully be a monster force defensively. Lou Dort also a pickup here. Probably going to get traded for some sort of point guard, if I'm being honest. I just don't really need him necessarily, and his contract's definitely going to be easier to trade than it was Holiday. So that's the explanation on that one. I'm going to try to maybe include Joe Harris here with Dort. I don't really know what sort of offers we're going to get here. Like, yeah, oh, brother. We're going to have to manually do this. I'll find a trade. So I can't even believe we got offered this, but we're picking up Spencer Dinwiddie. We get Dennis Smith Jr. as well, Lou Dort, Enes Kanter, and 2 first-round picks. Heading to Washington. Dinwiddie's going to be our new point guard. So the team's not looking horrible. I definitely do like the changes we made. I don't know if I love them, but I think this team's in a good spot last year. Like, there's no reason for me to move on from LeVert. He was very, very good for us. I mean, P.J. Washington would probably be the one guy I'm a little bit nervous about in this lineup now. But, I mean, if I look at some trades in the trade finder for him, I'm out of first-round picks. Holy shit. So, I'm not getting anything better with 100 trade difficulty. It's just not happening. So, yeah, there's nothing better here. So, that's what we're going to live with. At this point in time, I have to decide between T.J. McConnell and Dennis Smith Jr. Probably still going to lean McConnell, even though he's a little bit older here. So maybe I can go ahead and trade Dennis Smith Jr. for some sort of backup center. Because I don't actually, do I have a mid-level exception left? I'd be surprised if I had a mid-level exception left. Oh, wow, I still do have some money here. So what we'll actually do, we're going to go ahead. We're going to sign Larry Nance Jr., who I thought was a great pickup in real life this offseason for Portland. And I'm going to include him in a deal. So Larry Nance Jr., actually, would I rather keep him? Actually, no, I'm going to keep Larry Nance Jr. I'll include Vernon Carey Jr. in a deal with Dennis Smith Jr. for some sort of backup center. It honestly might end up being Daniel Tice. That's as good as it's going to get, probably. So we're buckling down. It's probably not getting better than this. I mean, unless I can find a deal for Dinwiddie that's just off the charts, but I just don't see one of those happening. Like, I just really don't see that coming. I mean, I just really don't. Like, with this trade simulation difficulty, it's just basically impossible. Like, I was surprised they even got offered Dinwiddie. So we don't find anything. That's what we're going to roll with into the final year here. I will see you guys in the rotation at the start of the third and final year. Here's how it's going to look for the final year in Miami. We have obviously underachieved a little bit. Bradley Beal is up to a 97. I don't know why he progresses so much on this roster. I really don't. It's like nobody else is even really progressing. P.J. Washington's been an 81 the entire video. Rudy Gobert went down 2 overalls. If he can put up 15.5 and 14 or just something in that neighborhood, I am very, very happy. I really am. So, maybe we lost a little offense there with losing Christian Wood, but we obviously gained a ton of defense. So, Dinwiddie's a new addition to the point guard spot. Thank God he didn't regress in the overall department. Him and Beal are going to be our backcourt. We lost a little bit of defense losing Drew Holiday, but I think we added, a little bit more dynamics here with an 84 overall versus an 81. Caris LeVert's still going strong at that small forward spot. Washington, Gobert. Our bench is a little old at this point, I would say. We definitely lost some youth there, but it's fine. I think Joe Harris can still be solid for me. I mean, looking at his numbers from last year, he's still very good. Shot almost 41% from beyond the arc. Larry Nance Jr., decent last year. It wasn't great, but I can live with that. So hopefully we're pretty good this year. I don't know if we're going to be that solid, but I think this team has some sort of championship potential, but we'll see what 2K thinks. I'll see you guys at the end of the third and final year. Jokic has a clean sweep in the MVP department. We have finally at least got up to a 3 seed here, so we can hopefully be competitive, at least win a couple rounds. That would be a good goal, but Team is what it is. Jokic 3-peat in the MVP, as I mentioned. Quentin Grimes, Ben Simmons, Jonathan Isaac. Most improved goes to Jalen Duran. Dwayne Casey, Coach of the Year. That Detroit team is sick, man. So we got Charlotte in the first round. We have obviously not played them yet because we haven't even made it out of the first round. Bradley Beal's a stud. Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, some better numbers than what we had from Drew Holiday. PJ Washington, Rudy Gobert. So, you know, it's similar to what I was expecting from him. I mean, 3 less points a game, maybe 1 less rebound, but that's fine. Joe Harris, Larry Nance Jr., Daniel Tice, T.J. McConnell. So, that being said, we definitely have a little bit of a road. We have Charlotte here, as I mentioned, Josh Giddey, Jamal Murray. Holy how. Like, bro, come on, 2K. We're not doing this right. This is a rebuild of pain. This is a rebuild of pain. So, yeah, first video at school didn't go that well. Of course, Zion just has to win Finals MVP. Okay, well, the rebuild of pain. Yeah, this one sucked. This one really wasn't that fun. So whoever suggested this, thanks, I guess. Yeah, man, I don't really know what's up with this team. I thought this team was better than it was, and we just didn't even win a first-round matchup. And I would, say I'd scrap this and do it again, but I don't really like to do that and just make it so that I win. I don't really find that fun. So this is how some of these go. We don't always win them all, but, yeah, typically we win at least. I don't remember the last time. I don't even think I've ever made a video that I didn't even win a first-round playoff matchup. That being said, we played a really good 6 seed in that first round, but man, oh man, this is painful. So, as I mentioned, only a few of these videos left here, in 2K21 anyways. I'm excited for 2K22. I mean, I'm going to do the same bullshit thing, get my hopes up, and then God knows what's probably else is going to happen. But, yeah, I'm sure you guys probably enjoyed seeing some pain, at least for me today. I mean, we didn't win a championship. We didn't even win a first-round matchup. So, if you guys want any other 2K21 videos, let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if there's any problems with this setup at all, anything that is different, obviously I'm here at school now versus back home. It's a little bit different. That's going to be something that's, probably stick. So let me know any problems in the video. And as always, you guys new around here, feel free to subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below. So that wraps up this first video here at school. Probably 4 or 5 left, as I mentioned, and we're slowly, working our way to 2K22. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. I love you. I'll see you all in the next one.